Well, hello, sports fans, and welcome back to another segment of Sports on the Spot. My name is Willie Charger, and today I'm here to talk NFL football. Nick won't be able to be with us this morning. He's still on his honeymoon. We haven't seen him since his wedding day, but we hope that he'll be back soon. Not to worry, though, we have a guest commentary today. We have Raider Naj, who's going to give us some insights on the recent Raiders game. I wanted to begin today's show by talking a little bit about Major League Baseball. As many of you know, we're now in the Division Championship Series, and I wanted to talk about the Padres only because this might be the last opportunity for me to talk about the Padres this season. They did make the playoffs. They managed to get past the New York Mets in the first round of the Wild Card Series. Sunday night game, very, very thrilling for Padre fans. And now they're in the Division Championship with the LA Dodgers, the 111-win LA Dodgers. And as I told my friends, regardless of what happens at this point, I'm happy that at least the Padres made the playoffs first time since 2006. I don't count the 2020 season. That was big asterisk. But all in all, very happy about the Padres. We got Darvish and Musgrove coming up the next two games, so we'll see what happens with the Dodgers series. Of course, it's all about NFL football on Sports on the Spot, and this past weekend there were quite a few key games that were played. It looks like the LA Rams aren't going to be able to repeat their Super Bowl win from last year, as they managed to stumble yet again, losing to the Dallas Cowboys at SoFi Stadium. For whatever reason, the Rams offense just isn't clicking, and there's some speculation that maybe Stafford's elbow was bothering him more than the Rams are letting on. The Rams, of course, were just one of several teams that lost. On the Thursday night, you had the Denver Broncos that lost one of the ugliest games in recent NFL history at the hands of the Indianapolis Colts. It was so bad that the Denver fans started to stream out in droves before the overtime period even started. That was great to see. What in the world is going on with Russell Wilson? Whatever it is, I hope he doesn't fix it soon. As a Charger fan, I love it. Wanted to bring in Nick, and I wanted to bring in Naj to have him give us some insight on the AFC West and what's going on with the Raiders and what's going on with Denver. Welcome, Naj.
Thanks. Yeah, Broncos country, let's ride. That was just there's so many memes off of that game. That was one of the horrible games of the year. Honestly, they should do away with Thursday night football. The teams aren't ready. They're injured. It feels like it's a defensive struggle every game that is played. I think the NFL should look at that.
That Thursday night game, when it first got introduced, I thought, wow, this is really great. But I'm with you. Some of the games that they've had on that Thursday night have been really, really sad. And the saddest one was the one that they played the other night. Well, I don't even think they scored a touchdown. That was all field goal. As a Bronco or a Colt fan, I wouldn't be too happy with the outcome of that game. But hey, that's okay with me. The Broncos are 2-3, and the Chargers get to play them next. So hopefully they'll continue in their stumbling ways. Naj, what's going on with the Raiders? 1 win and 4 losses. Things don't looking too good in Raider Nation these days.
Yeah, no, they're not. I kind of spent all of yesterday in a deep state of depression from the game. Looks like I shaved, but actually pulled all these hairs out during the game because it was, I will say at the beginning of the game, if you said we had a shot to win the game at the end of the game on the last drive, I would have said, I'll take it because we were heavy underdogs. But being that we were up 17-0 and gave up the lead again, it was a gut-wrenching loss, obviously. You knew Mahomes was going to do his thing. You're not going to stop him. You hope to contain him. I thought we did a decent job of that. We made the stop at the end when we needed to get the ball back.
They did a decent job, except they couldn't cover Kelsey. How many touchdowns did that guy have? 4 touchdowns? Something like that? 4.
As he said after he threw the 4th one, he went like this, 4. Oh, God. Yeah, they run all those crossing patterns and get everyone kind of, kind of put a lot of fugazi in there. to kind of run for Kelsey, run plays for Kelsey. And the Raiders just never smartened up. I mean, there's no excuse for giving someone two touchdowns, let alone 4. I mean, they should have been bracketing him. I don't know. I don't know, but the funny thing is, he gets 7 catches for 25 yards and 4 touchdowns. So obviously they were game planning for him in the red zone. And other than the red zone, we kind of contained him. But Kelsey's been killing us for years, as has Mahomes. He's kind of like the new John Elway for us. John Elway always used to figure out a way to beat us in the end. And oh gosh, Mahomes, you gotta, as much as I hate the Chiefs, you gotta respect the greatness. But yeah.
Watching the game, I was looking at the Raider coach, and it looks like he's been watching film of the Chargers head coach Brandon Staley going for it on 4th down. That 4th down effort is still very much in the Charger conversation these days. Brandon Staley going for it on 4th and a long 2 yards on their own side of the field with a minute to play. They could have lost the game after they failed to pick up that 1st down. And I tell you, if that would have happened in Cleveland, there would have been more people calling to fire Staley. So that seems to be the trend in the NFL these days. These coaches going for it, being very aggressive, and going for it on 4th down. And we saw that with the Raiders going for 2 points at the end of the game and deciding not to kick that extra point. What did you think about that call?
I was a little surprised right off the bat. I didn't think, I was just so excited for the touchdown. I thought, okay, we're tied up. Here we go. And then when they said they were going for 2, at first I was surprised and I didn't necessarily like it. But after I saw the play, I liked the play that they ran. I think he just got tripped up very, very short, or just barely short. And I like it being on the road. You go for the win. You go for the win. I know there's 4 minutes left, but they're going to get the ball back anyways. We still have to stop them. We hadn't stopped them pretty much the whole second half. So you got to figure that they're going to come down, and drive on us and either take a field goal for the win or just milk the clock, So I like the aggressive nature of it. Obviously, it didn't work out. That being said, we still got the ball back. So I definitely was happy with the call, and I was happy with the opportunity to win the game on offense. And we've had 2 games now where the offense, had an opportunity to make drives at the end of the game to win it, and they haven't come through. They haven't executed. I don't like the 4th and 1 call on the last play. They did that earlier in the game. It worked. But going to the well one too many times, I felt like they should have gotten the 1st down. They had something like 30, 40 seconds left. They could have spiked the ball and then got closer to field goal range. Carlson is money. I mean, he's going to make it from 55 to 60, probably no problems whatsoever.
I agree with you. That last play called by the Raiders where Renfro ran into Adams, they look like the Keystone Cops on that last play. I think maybe a little bit more conservative, like you say, get the 1st down, spike the ball. Carlson, I don't think he's missed a field goal in the last couple of seasons, and so that's all they needed was 3 points. So tough loss for the Raiders. They're at 1-4 now. What do you think about the rest of the season, Josh?
I'm gonna sound like a Raider fan here and say I'm extremely optimistic. I think we're the best 1-4 team in the history of the NFL. Honestly, we're really good. We're a good team. Trust me on this, Raider Nation. We are a good team. So I'll just tell you why I'm optimistic. 2 things. 1, we found our identity on offense. Run the ball with Jacobs. Throw the ball to Davante Adams when he's one-on-one. If he doesn't catch it, he's going to get a PI. So they found their identity on offense. We still haven't gotten Waller and Renfro involved yet, so there's optimism there. And then look at our schedule for the next 6 games. So if you look at our schedule for the next 6 games, I think they're all winnable games. Texans at home, we got to win that game. At Saints, at the Jaguars, Colts at home, at Broncos, at Seahawks. All very, very winnable games. We win those 6 games, we're talking about a 7-4 team in about 6 weeks. So, obviously that's very optimistic, but I do really believe that all of those games are winnable. And quite honestly, we have to win those games. Otherwise, you know, again, 1-4, I don't know what the percentages are, but, once you get to that fifth loss, I don't know. It's pretty much game over.
It does seem like they are playing pretty good. That game the other night against the Chiefs, I thought they dominated the game. And that's what makes it so frustrating as a fan to see your team play all aspects of the game. And yet at the end of the game, end up coming up a little bit short. So that can be very, very frustrating. But I agree. The Raiders seem to be trending in the right direction. And right now, I'm glad we're not playing them in the next couple of weeks, given the Chargers' lack of offense. Although I will say last week, they actually ran the ball. Austin Eckler, he had a great game running the ball. The Chargers had over 200 yards on the ground, which is something that they haven't done in years. I mean, they came into the game averaging 64 yards on the ground, and they score and they get over 200. That I saw was a plus for the Chargers. Get Keenan Allen back. I think that's going to fix a lot of things. So right now, the Raiders and the Chargers, they're not out of it. I don't think anybody's out of it, especially it's a 17-game season. Anything can happen.
You guys are in great position. 3-2, one game behind the Chiefs, and Bear's only going to get better from that rib injury as we go here. You get Keenan Allen back, and yeah, that offense is starting to hum there. Eckler's starting to make all his fantasy football people happy. As you know, he's a big fantasy football player himself. 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, something like that. And yeah, he's getting started. So obviously the Chargers are a dangerous team, and your defense bailed you guys out last game at the end when Staley made that questionable call. I mean, I like aggressiveness, but on the 30-something line, I don't understand that. Maybe if you're on their 40 or even their 50, then, but he basically was.
And also maybe if the other quarterback is a Patrick Mahomes or the other quarterback's a Tom Brady, somebody that you don't want to give the ball to. I mean, come on, Jacoby Brissett. He's a backup quarterback. He had thrown an interception the previous time that had the ball. That it was a very, very questionable call, and they were lucky, I think, to win that game. I was going to say maybe Staley will learn from this, but probably not.
What was it?
If they lose, these guys don't learn. They just don't learn.
If they lose that game, are there serious calls for Staley's head after that?
I think so. There already are some people that are very upset with his decision making, and the chorus for that Sean Payton seems to grow more and more down there with the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers are ready to make that kind of a move just yet. I'm behind Staley. There were a lot of controversy about that call, but he's our coach, and we got to stick by him. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
Who did you say the Raiders got next?
We have the Texans. We have a bye next week. So heal up. Let's start over. We're gonna do a do-over.
Gotta do a do-over. Although don't take the Texans lightly. They just went and upset Jacksonville the other day. So yeah, on any given Sunday, as they say.
They have a great young running back, Damian Pierce, who has been mashing. He's been running.
He had a 75-yard touchdown run against the Chargers. We know him well.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay. That's going to be it for today's show. I want to thank Naj for being here with us today, and we're going to have him come back periodically as the Raiders attempt to turn their season around and get back into the playoff hunt. Once again, thanks a lot, Naj. We might get Nick back soon. We don't know, but that's going to be it for today's show. I just wanted to thank all of our viewers for watching the show, reminding everybody that you can always comment, like, and subscribe to the show. And if you have any questions to ask us, sports questions, feel free to ask us. Just send it to the sportsonthespot@gmail.com, and we will get back to you. Otherwise, that's going to be it for today. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Unbelievable.